Hey, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. It's a little bit after 9 here, so I believe it's just about 11 for you guys over there. My name is James Hodge, and I'm with Olympian Labs. Thank you for taking some time to spend with me today, so I can kind of walk through a little bit of the product profile that we actually share with Weiner Wellness. I've been
James,
with.
we've had your product line here at the Wellness Center for some time, quite
Yeah.
some time. And we've had we have some favorites. Some of the formulas are some of our big sellers here. So, are you? How long have you been with Olympian Labs?
Well, so there's a couple different things that I would cover with this one. So I've only been with Olympian Labs for about 5 months, probably this
Okay.
week, I think. So I'm fairly
Mm-hmm.
fresh with Olympian Labs. However, I worked for a distributor for about 10 years, and they actually sold
Okay.
Olympian Labs. So when I came to the company, it felt like I was almost going home because I've worked with them in the
Yeah.
past for almost about a decade.
Right. Oh, okay. Good. Good. So you have about 10 years experience in the industry then.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the
Great.
things. That's how I like to start out. Is that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I don't have any prior medical training or anything like that. But the reason I'm in front
That's
of you
okay.
today is I did have that unique opportunity of actually being in this industry for 10 years and picking up
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different things from a lot of different brands.
Right.
That's why Olympian Labs to me stood out because I know that they talk about their quality and I know that they have a strong formulation line. So it was really easy
Yeah.
to come in here and be part of the team.
Yeah, well, we enjoy having our vendors on so that we get some information that we normally don't have, and we like a lot of people have questions and they want to know a lot about the lines that we carry, and we only carry professional lines. So,
Good.
without any further ado, are you going to run down some of the top sellers for us?
Yeah, so I picked. I think I've got a total of maybe 8 products, 3 of which at the end are kind of movers for you, but they've been around a little bit. So we got some new products, we've got some exciting products, and hopefully it should be a good mix for you. So yeah, we can
Okay.
kind of get into that. So again, my name's James. I appreciate you guys being with me today. Olympian Labs. One of the things that was just mentioned is that Weiner Wellness carries practitioner brands. What you end up getting with that is you have practitioner dosages, so the dosing may be a little higher than what you find in other places. Practitioner lines, follow CGMP, which is current good manufacturing practices. You have kind of more comprehensive formulas, and you have targeted ingredients, and all of those things actually line up with Olympian Labs. Going to the next slide here. One of the things that we talk about is the red label promise, and what that comes up to is obviously we have red in our logo. So a long time ago, actually it's a good story. So let me start there. What happened is Olympian Labs was founded in 1992. All right. There were 2 health conscious athletes who were looking for supplements that were going to be clean and good for their industry, that people would be able to take without any fear of impurity or anything of that nature. So that's kind of how Olympian Labs itself got started. But you can actually trace the roots back to the late 1800s. It's interesting. There was a creation of a successful health tonic, and I think it's 1885. And that kind of helped set the pathway for the 2 people who started the business back in the early 90s to be able to kind of have the resources and information and knowledge to move forward with the company. So even though Olympian Labs is fairly new at 30 years, it's got some ties to the past. And Olympian Labs high standards are transparent, and they help provide a holistic source for wellness and performance products. Our standards usually they exceed FDA requirements, and we have extensive and rigorous research put behind these, as well as testing to make sure that what we say on the label is actually in the bottle. We guarantee the finest ingredients are used, and our formulations are unique and powerfully effective. And really, what the mission comes down to is we want people to achieve optimal health, well-being, and balance. So again, I don't know exactly who the target is today, meaning that the audience. I don't know the background of everybody there, so I hope I didn't start to kind of beginning level for this. So I kind of wanted to walk in a little bit about the labels and talk about what specifically to look for when you're looking at supplements and things like that. So this is one of the products you guys carry there. It's the alpha lipoic acid, but that product is just here really for the placeholder to kind of walk through what the label shows. So if you're unfamiliar with how a label's set up, there's, suggested use. There's going to be supplement facts, dietary considerations, and that's all kind of found on the right side of our label here. One of the things that I really look at when I'm picking out supplements is I go to the other ingredients. I want to see what has been put in the capsule or the tablet that isn't part of the actual active ingredient, just to kind of see what else I may be taking if I take a certain supplement. And one of the things that you won't find in any of the products here is magnesium stearate. Does anybody there know what magnesium stearate is? I'll take that as a no unless somebody says anything. So magnesium stearate is actually something that is put into the powdered product before it is put into a tablet form or before it's encapsulated. And really what it does is it's a lubricant to keep the product as it flows through the pilling machines. It keeps it from kind of bunching up or getting stuck in corners. And it allows for kind of less product loss. It does have some benefits as it's going to allow things to, not clog up the machine. So some people choose to use magnesium stearate. Olympian Labs does not. And the reasoning is that it may be believed that magnesium stearate interferes with absorption. So to me, that's one of the big, things that I look for whenever I'm choosing a supplement is just to make sure that if they have it, I'm aware of it. Definitely good to know about and move forward with. But we don't use any mag stearate.
What James, do you use instead to ensure proper flow through the capsule filling the machines?
Yeah, so I actually I did a little bit of research on this just to be sure again because I haven't been here for many years and I was like I don't want to say something that I don't know. So I started looking through this yesterday and most companies that don't use magnesium stearate don't put anything else in there. It's one of the things that no matter what you use, you're going to have some level of product loss. You just end up having a little bit more of the raw ingredient get stuck into the machines. And from my understanding, what you do for that is you clean your machines a little more often. You make sure that you have adequate raw ingredients so that you can still maintain your formulations. And you kind of prep behind the fact that you're going to have some kind of get lost within that machine. It's just kind of a fact of life. So I don't believe that we use anything in there that's specific to that. So, we do have some other things like I believe it's the silicon dioxide, which is used to help make, tablets and help to keep things kind of sticking together. It's got some other uses in some different products. But we don't have anything as far as I've seen or know to hold anything in the, machines. So keeping free of the mag stearate is good to me. Now, as we also look at our labels, there's a couple things that I want to point out here on this one. If you look, you can see kind of in the middle area to the left, there's a green, we'll call it a mustard, and kind of a red little tag there. You also kind of see that duplicated on the far bottom right. And one of the things that we really like to stick true to is any chance that we can, any opportunity available, we'd like to stick to dietary considerations that match everybody. So if we can make a product that fits in the vegan, gluten-free, and any other category that we have, which I'll show you in just one second, we're going to try to make the formulation that way. Unfortunately, there are some products that just won't be vegan if you're buying a specific fish oil or things of that nature. So it's tough to find the perfect balance all the time for that, but we try every time that we can. And so I've got a full listing here. So if you go through, this is a way to tell on our products if it does fall in to that specific dietary consideration. And we have allergen-free, obviously, that's extremely important in the manufacturing process. That also includes if things are even manufactured in that facility, in our facility. So, we don't bring in other stuff and do things like that, because for it to be allergen free, it does have to be clear of all allergens within the production area. We also have gluten-free products, non-GMO, vegan, and vegetarian. Again, sticking to these are important because I get the calls almost every day as the sales manager here, that people say, hey, what exactly is in the product, or what is this capsule made of, or it says vegan or gluten-free, is that true? Because people want to do that research, and this just helps you identify what it is you're looking for if you do have any of those specific requirements.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times people are confused between the difference between vegan and vegetarian. Could you go through that?
Yeah. So, give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a drink of water here. My apologies. So, yeah, vegan. Well, I'll start with vegetarian. So, vegetarian means that just at a very, very top level, is that you're going to end up eating specifically with a diet that does not include meat products. So here it's listed, products that are void of red meat, poultry, seafood, and flesh of any other animal, and also excludes byproducts of animal slaughter. So that's just kind of the top level, and I guess that would be stage one of considering a vegan lifestyle. When you move into that vegan scenario, it's a little bit more strict on what you're allowed to use. So vegan products don't contain any animal products, including the meats, the eggs, the dairy, or any other animal-derived substance. So the big thing is vegetarian is I'm not taking, the meat. I'm not necessarily eating anything of the animal. When you go vegan, you're not using anything animal-made at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. So anyway, that's just good to know and good to look for. I know that some products there do fit some of these requirements, so definitely talk to the Weiner staff, and they'll be able to point you guys in the right direction. Just good to have those options. All right, so we're going to get into the products a little bit here. If I seem to laugh or kind of chuckle a little bit, I had the idea of any time that we're going to talk about a specific product here, that I was going to put 10 of them on the slide. So if you could guess what that would be, the Mushroom 10X, anytime that's on a slide, there will be 10 of them. And I found that funny for some reason. But anyway, here's some of the products that we're going to cover. The first thing that I really wanted to start with was the gummies. Because I know that the gummies have kind of been a big drive for you patients there at Weiner Wellness, and they've really just taken the industry by storm over the last really 6 or 7 years, maybe even longer than that. But they just continue to gain steam and have really made themselves prominent in the market. It seems kind of wherever you go, there's somebody talking about there's a gummy and here's why and here's what you should do. And I actually wanted to get some information about that. So about a week ago, I started some research and, went down many rabbit holes to kind of get some pertinent information for you guys here. When we get into the gummies, two of the ones that we actually carry, that you guys actually carry at Weiner, is the apple cider vinegar and the kids elderberry. The apple cider is a good one. At first, I didn't know how to react to that. But it turns out to be an actually pretty good tasting supplement. And the first time I was like, no, I don't like it. I don't want to take it. But now I go into my boss's office every day and snag a couple off of his desk. So that's one of my favorites. But I got the little joke there. I don't know if it's funny or not. My kids thought it was hilarious last night. Probably not as good in this room today. But getting back to talking a little bit about the specifics with gummies. So the gummy supplements, again, they're gaining traction and they're no longer kind of a newcomer to the industry. So they're reaching to wider audiences. It's breathing life into a market that is dominated by pills and tablets. And then I guess you could put liquids and, other forms into that as well as kind of the normal supplement process or delivery method. So getting the gummies or alternative methods of taking them have really grown. And I think it was 5 years ago, it made up just under half of the entire supplement market. We're an alternative to the conventional ways of pill or tablet. Doing the math on what that growth is, I believe now it's just over 50% of all products are going to be an alternative form. And what was interesting to me is originally when you think of gummies, you tend to start to think it's a kid's vitamin or something specifically geared towards the younger population. And it is fact that adults make up the larger portion of consumers in the gummy supplement market. Again, a couple years ago, the best data that I found, adults were over 65% of the supplement users of gummy products. And that's because there's really more incentive to incorporate gummies into a normal daily regimen. There's more likely a lot of other supplements or possibly prescriptions that may be taken by an adult. So any chance that the adult can kind of break away from the normalcy or monotony of having to take, something 3 times a day or having to make a big concoction full of, different ingredients, they can turn to the gummy, get something that's a different form. It's chewable. Usually they taste pretty good. And you can get some good results with them depending on what you go with. And pill fatigue is just a thing. In this industry and another industry I worked in, the biggest thing about supplementation for an individual is compliance. And if you don't have compliance, if you're not taking your supplements or your prescription, or even if it's like working out, compliance is just a big thing in overall health. And being able to push a little bit of that forward by using a different type of a product that tastes good, is highly recommendable. So getting into the specific products here, we've got,
Before we do that, James, before we go into the specifics, let's differentiate the quality of the gummy itself as opposed to in the original, the gummies, first you had, of course, the chewables, the Flintstone chewables, which were all crap. Right. And then you have, gummies coming out that maybe weren't 100% natural, using different, you look at the, the candies out on the market, even they're starting to get away from the petroleum-based products and into, a more natural version. And gummies for supplementation have gone through the same thing. So what differentiates your gummies from, say, some other types in the earlier versions and the poorer quality ones? How do you make a gummy natural?
Right. That's a great question and a good point. When it comes to gummies and really specifically making a good formulation, adding in the nutrients, that's really when it gets difficult, and finding the balance is extremely paramount. So it goes back to the first thing that we kind of talked about when we started today, is that we have the red label promise here, and that moves over to our gummies. What we say is in our product is in our product, and we have the tests and everything behind that to show that, hey, we're here and we mean business. So first and foremost, we have just our reputation and our quality behind that. The second thing that comes into play is the actual ingredients itself. So when you're making gummies, your formulation really has to be specific. You can't just start to throw a bunch of different things into gummy form and expect them to be successful. If I remember correctly, there's there's like 2 or 3 of the B vitamins that may not necessarily work best in gummy form. I'm trying to see, maybe I had it in notes. So, there are some actual ingredients that are best not put into the gummy form. Some products aren't meant to be taken with food. So when you get into those specifics, you don't want to have a formulation that can, be somewhat of a digestive enzyme once it's taken to break down the gummy, instead of actually being something that's absorbed into the body and utilized the way that you want it to. So going through and doing those things are very important by having, good raw ingredients and the right formulations to maintain the effectiveness. Also, the big balance that I guess the biggest thing that people are fighting is what is junk, or what is the candy, and then what is an actual good vitamin, mineral supplement that is going to have the desired effects. And, you've got to have that down the middle road, because it has to taste good, because there we get back to the compliance. So, people use sugar at times, and trying to keep that to the lowest amount and balanced is important. We do use sugar in our products. You can see actually on the label there, when you get to it, we've got the glucose syrup, sugar, and glucose pectin. It's still of high quality, and it's something that we're using to kind of maintain that compliance when people get to it. Because I don't know if you've ever had a regular shot of apple cider vinegar, but I have a friend who does it daily, and when I watch it, I shiver every time because I know what that taste is. And you don't necessarily get those with the apple cider gummies. It's there, and it is an apple cider product, so you're going to have a little bit of that flavor. But
yeah, the actual it's very mild vinegar. The very, very, very mild. There's more sweetness than there is, sour. And we've gotten a lot of great response for that particular product. It's one of our better sellers. It's a good gummy. It tastes good. People seem to like it. Now, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you too much, but I want you also to get into the benefits of apple cider vinegar and why now getting it into this delivery method is going to help a whole lot more people to benefit from it.
Yeah. So, again, the number one thing, and you're seeing a push of products that typically don't taste great on their own, whether it be a powdered drink form or whether it be just a supplement or a shot or anything like that. You're seeing those move to the gummy standard because then you can start to balance it out. So, like you mentioned, it's not a heavy vinegar taste. It's not sour. It doesn't have that kind of normal taste that you would with the other methods. You're seeing those types of products move over, and it gets back to compliance. If you take something and it's not good tasting, or you just don't enjoy it, you're going to fall off from doing that. So with this, again, it's got that good taste to it. It's got the compliance method behind it. So that's why this delivery system is important specifically for this product. And I'm glad it's doing well for you guys. I've seen those numbers. We see kind of the same thing here.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a taste test right here on the air, right?
Excellent.
Live and in person. All right.
That's good. I want to see what happens.
Very, very pleasant.
Not bad, huh?
No vinegar. Not a lot of sweetness either. So just, good balance. Very good balance. Good job, guys. Good job.
Thank you. I'll continue to pass that on, and good taste test. So what apple cider vinegar does, it's such a wide area of positivity that may actually come from taking apple cider vinegar gummies. One of the things that it may target is weight loss. It may help with skin infections, and it also may assist in glycemic control. So it's kind of a multiple pronged product. Now ours has B12, which is okay to go in gummy products. It also has folate and some superfoods with like beet juice and pomegranate, which all kind of help that taste go forward. And again, just everybody that I know kind of takes apple cider vinegar for a different reason. So it comes down to kind of what you're looking for and where you'd like to go with it. But there's a lot of good health benefits that I highly recommend looking into, and then talking to somebody there with the Weiner Wellness staff that'll be able to kind of target you into the specific product that you need. But this is a really good one here that I would look into, and get one in your hand if you like.
The 1,000 milligrams of apple cider vinegar powder per 2 gummies, right?
Yes.
That's the serving sizes too. Is there research on the 1,000 milligram dosage that shows that that's therapeutic? Is that above, below what normally people would get from drinking apple cider vinegar? Is there anything to back up the 1,000 milligrams?
Yeah. So I don't have hard data that I can say here's what this is, but I can kind of go back to what I know. So first and foremost, when you look at Olympian Labs, we are a higher level brand as far as the formulations. So usually we'll find that our formulations are on the higher end of the spectrum as far as therapeutic dosages. So this should be one of the higher dosings that you find. There may be others that are out there, but again, I don't know really about those products. I only know about ours. So we know that we have 1,000 milligrams in there. We've tested that. We have that. So we stick with what we say is on our bottle. Now, when you work with gummies and maybe even tablets or capsules, you generally find that you may not get as much of a dosage in comparison with another formulation, say like a possible powder or a liquid. So when you're working with specifically apple cider vinegar, being able to take a liquid, you can control that dosing by the size of your cup or how big you take a swig of it. So if you're going to decide to take large amounts, or your doctor says, hey, this is what we need to do, the Weiner staff says here's where you need to be, there's options for you. But this should be good for most people. And again, you're getting a little bit less of a dose than if you were to be drinking the liquid, but you're balancing it out with being able to take 2 gummies as opposed to take 1 shot of apple cider vinegar.
Right.
I guess
plus you're getting the pomegranate powder, which is great. You're getting the B12, which is great.
Yeah, and the beet juice is big in there too. I mean, that helps a little with the coloring for sure, but I found that I can actually kind of notice that in the product a little bit. It does help balance it. So yeah, that's one of our good products. It came out for us. It's a fairly newer product. It's one of our better sellers. So definitely work with the Weiner team and see if you can't get yourself a bottle. Any questions on this one, or I'll move to the next?
No, go ahead. That's good.
All right, excellent. So now we've got another great seller for Weiner Wellness. There's the kids elderberry gummies. So this changes the spectrum a little bit of where I say that, hey, gummies are for adults. They're also for kids too. Imagine that. So here we've actually kind of targeted younger folks. And one of the things that anybody can kind of focus on these days, and I'll talk a little bit more as we go, is the immune system. So a few key words. So there's the immune system, there's compliance, and then children. Those 3 things are generally all compromised when you start talking about general supplement taking, as far as having kids maintain daily vitamins or elderberry if they're starting to get a cold, or immune stuff. So elderberry is definitely a well-known product. It may help in reducing symptoms of a cold. It definitely boosts the immune system. If you're not feeling good, it might make you feel a little better if you catch it early enough. So elderberry is just a great product. And this one here, again, you're finding that balance. So we don't have a whole lot in it. It does contain vitamin C, it does contain zinc, and it does contain elderberry. Not a whole lot else in there. There's a little bit of sodium, a little bit of sugar, but this is per 1 piece on that. So of the elderberry, there's 50 milligrams per piece. So you can kind of control the dosing from that and go from there and still have reduced content of sugar and any other aspects that you may be looking at. But so far, the number one thing that I like about this product is my kids like it. They've definitely got the taste test of the kids line, and their elderberry gummies are the favorite. I've been in the industry for a while, and my kids have never come to me saying, "Hey, can we take our supplements?" They do that now. For the last few months, they've been in every morning. They come up and they say, "Hey, is it okay? Is it okay?" So they're ready to take them because their taste test is definitely there. And again, when you get to what products are good in gummies and what things are actually going to be effective once they're there, all of these products check out, and that's why they've made the formulation. This product, I also have notation. I didn't see it on the bottle, which is why I wanted to put in here, but it is vegan friendly. And it's made with fruit pectin, not animal gelatin. So that's kind of a big distinguisher here, getting back to kind of the difference between vegan and vegetarian and those dietary needs. So this is a really good product if you have a child on a vegan diet. And it's just got that good formulation.
Is the pectin the basically what makes it a gummy?
Yeah, that's going to be kind of the gelatin source, if you will. So right. if it wasn't a vegan product, most gummies are made with an animal gelatin. It could be just a mixture of things that actually hold it together. In this case, using the fruit pectin, that allows you to kind of get that gummy consistency without having to use the normal pathways or methods.
Okay.
And with the immune system, there's a lot of things that kind of come into play with that. I think over the last few years, if we spent a lot of time talking about our immune system, we'd have healthier and happier people. Getting good sleep is important. Even missing a couple good nights of sleep can affect your immune system. Diet is a huge one, and most people, specifically children, don't always have the best diets. They try to avoid their vegetables, and I know I did. I know my kids do. I think every kid does to some degree. So being able to kind of boost that immune system with an extra product like this that will maintain with compliance may be a good choice. So again, speak with the Winery and Wellness staff and see if that's a good product for you and your child.
Okay.
So now we're going to move away from the gummies for a little bit. We had our fun. We talked about the cool gummy products. Now there's a couple other products, specifically 2 new ones that are going to come up here that I really wanted to touch on. Working with my contact over there, I've heard at Weiner, I've heard that this is just a really good seller for you guys, and it's continuing to gain steam, and it just does really well. So this is the Vitamin E Complete. What makes this a specific formulation is that actual word complete. So there's multiple different types of vitamin E. This one has a full tocotrienol complex. And essentially, when you talk about vitamin E, there's 2 words that come into that. There's a tocotrienol and a tocomin. And to kind of keep it a little bit lighter in the details there, imagine if you were just kind of breaking those down to the important ingredients within the actual vitamin E. They're both an antioxidant, and they help protect. They may aid in protecting things like the heart. They might help fight signs of aging, and vitamin E is also good for the skin as well. Again, vitamin E covers just a lot of different areas, and because you have all 8 of the different isomers in here of those tocotrienols, it just creates a wider spectrum. So if you're taking it for one result, you still may be getting the added benefit of multiple others because it's such a wide spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And
you see a lot. There's probably a lot of vitamin E formulas that have 4. It will either have tocotrienol, tocopherol. Some are just D-alpha tocopherol by themselves. But yes, a lot of the literature out there is saying that you need the complete vitamin E family, very similar to the complete vitamin B family. This is, definitely a good seller for us for that very reason.
Yeah, it's fairly unique, just having that full complex, and then also using the tocotrienol. That's a very specific source and branding of tocotrienol. So we use the highest and the most what we think is the best product out there when you're talking about vitamin E and tocotrienols. We've actually sourced the best source that we could find to make sure that we had not only the full spectrum, but the highest level and the highest quality of the ingredients within that spectrum. And, with using that brand, it provides the complex of alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. So it has those along with the others. And again, to get back to some of the things that this does, it helps with it may help with cardiovascular. It may assist in brain health. Getting to the skin and hair health. So like this is found in a lot of hair, skin, and nail products as far as vitamin E. So again, any of those areas, if you need to see some growth in the hair area or stronger hair, or if you'd like to, get your nails moving a little longer, this is a good product to take a look at because it may aid in all of those areas. And we actually, with the tocomin, kind of that brand ingredient of tocotrienol that is used here, the form is extracted and concentrated from fruits of palm trees. The tocomin, tocotrienol is kind of the patented process of which that's done. So the end result of that is the highest level ingredient that you can get as far as a vitamin E product. It maintains the natural ratios of the 2 kind of sides of vitamin E and the tocotrienols and tocopherols. And when looking at this product, just kind of the last touch, it's a really powerful antioxidant. It may assist in help against free radical damage, and it supports cholesterol and healthy heart function. And everything is listed, so you can look at the bottom and kind of see what those dosings are. Because it is a complex, there's kind of less of each than you would find as if you were just looking at D-beta tocopherol by itself. But because of that kind of lower dosing of each one, you can fit more into it. So that full complex has its benefits to where it's going to be something that's unique on the market that targets many things.
So you're getting all 8 of the vitamin E family in one soft gel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, one soft gel. There's 60 per container.
Good.
So good deal on that. Next product we have here. I told you I'd chuckle on it. It's the Mushroom 10X. So people ask me, because I've been in the industry for a while, what's a supplement that I should take, or what's a supplement that everybody should take? And I kind of start with them how I started here, saying I'm not a doctor. I don't know your medical history. I don't have that background. But if there were 2 products that anybody, it was mandatory that they took, in my uneducated opinion, as far as schooling and all of that stuff, but educated as far as the supplement business, I would say that fish oil is an extremely important product, and everybody should take that. More on that in a second. And then a good mushroom product also is a really high target. Mushrooms, something we eat, something that's used for flavor, something that's found kind of quite common in your local grocery store, has so many in-depth uses and so many kind of unfamiliar results when taken in therapeutic doses. So what we've done here with the Mushroom 10X, it's a comprehensive formula that focuses on complete health and wellness. Mushrooms are just packed with a ton of essential vitamins and minerals. And this one we come into, I've got the 10 here that I wanted to kind of run through so you guys know what they are. And there's one that I really like and I like to focus on here. So there's reishi mushroom, shiitake, lion's mane, maitake, chaga, turkey tail, royal sun, black fungus, cordyceps, which we may know, and then white button. And the one that stands out to me as really just the best one, in my opinion, on there is the lion's mane. There's been studies and been some research done that suggests that may just really be good for your brain, allowing help in brain function. And people are still kind of continuing to study that and get those out there. But there's an industry leader who has sworn by that product in a training that I was in, similar to this one, except I was on that end. And since then, I've just been in love with that. And getting back to the immune system, mushrooms and immune go hand in hand, or fungi and fungi, depending on what spectrum you are. And then it's again getting back to the brain boost. Lion's mane is a staple, and having the mushrooms, there's different ways that you can extract it. And the 10 types, we have mushroom powder as well as fruit body extracts. So you kind of have a double side there, specifically chosen that target like immune support and brain health function. So it's like if you were to look at a certain plant, the root may have one benefit while the leaves have another. When you talk of mushrooms, powder to fruit body extracts, may have kind of different targets as well. And
James, I'm looking at the other ingredients. Does that say magnesium stearate down there?
Oh no, it does. Oh no, it uses mag stearate. What a bummer. I'm gonna have
That's
to.
That's okay. Don't worry. I mean,
no. I'm gonna have to check that because
unavoidable.
You know what? I'm gonna check on that one just to see because I checked all 3 of these or I checked actually all 9 of them. I don't think that one was listed on my other supplement facts. So I either want to go look at my other one, which was not listed, or I want to find this one. So if it is, I will get back to you and let you know. I'm hoping it is not. Let me double check that. But at the moment, because it's there, I'm going to go ahead and say that is the truth. I'll get back to that one because I think that was pulled from our main file. So I may have just seen the wrong one, but it does. The only thing I could say about that one is that it's listed at the bottom. So it's the very last ingredient. So there's not many in it. But apparently, for some reason, this one was used in the manufacturing process. So what I'd like to do is be able to follow up with an example of why if that is correct in there. Which
And I mean, look, we don't have a problem with it. It's happens. You know, it's almost unavoidable in some formulations.
Yeah,
You know,
and specifically, you're right. Some formulations I've found do have a little bit of more product loss, which actually starts to stop the consistency of the final product. So that might be why. I'll look into that though, because that's actually a surprise to me. So thank you for catching that. I didn't when I built this slide, so I apologize. Anyway, getting back to the mushroom product here, it's actually one of my favorite products here. Just because it does have that full complex. You know, mushrooms are so important to so many different things. And having a full complex like this, again, is a unique formulation that you just don't see too far in the market. So just kind of on time here, I've got some things that I can kind of go through in the end. And I was going to do a little bit of a game if I went through this a little quicker, which I did not, which I paced myself decently. But I'll kind of go through it here. And the next slide, we have 3 products that are in the Weiner Wellness catalog that are really good sellers. And what I wanted to do is kind of see if anybody could guess them just by doing the ingredients. So I'm going to build this out a little quicker than I normally would, but you can see that there's product number 1, 2, and 3. So looking at the first one here, there are a couple different items in here that I'd like to see. And you may not know the product name, but just let me know if you can kind of guess the category. Yeah, that's right. It is Prosplex. So that's going to be the very first product on our thing here, Prosplex for men. It's, you know, prostate.
One of our bigger sellers. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
It does really well. It's, you know, supports normal prostate specific androgen levels. It's been a long-standing product here at Olympian Labs, so I'm glad it does well for you guys, and it's something that everybody should know about, because whether you're a man or whether you know a man in the family or anything like that nature, it's definitely good to have a working and functioning prostate. So I recommend everybody you know, talk to the staff there and maintain their health as far as that regimen. But yeah, this is a great product. I just wanted to point it out. Most of you may already be aware of this one, but definitely wanted to make sure I talked about it and highlighted it here today. Moving quickly on this just to get through the last couple of bits here and leave some time if anybody has questions and for your normal break. Let's see, going to the next one. So on this one, it's got EPA, it's got DHA, but it is not absorbed in the stomach. Do you know what type of product it would be?
Not absorbed in the stomach. It's got to be a fish oil, though.
It is a fish oil, but I wanted to throw that loop. I figured you were good enough to know the DHA and EPA pretty quick, and everybody probably knew that. Some new people may not, but I'll go ahead and enlighten you here. We actually have the enteric-coated omega-3 fish oils. You know, there's a wide variety of fish oils out there. The omega-3 fish oils from Olympian Labs is specifically targeted and enteric-coated so that you don't have a lot of the kind of reaction from taking some fish products. So it actually, the enteric coating is a coating meant to bypass digestion into the stomach, and then goes into the intestines and is normally absorbed in the small intestine, the first run, once it passes through the stomach. So definitely a great product to look at. Again, going back to if you have to take 2, I recommend fish oils and I recommend mushroom products. Look into them, see if they're right for you. Talk to your doctor, talk to the Weiner Wellness team, and move forward with it.
What is the EPA DHA breakdown per serving on this?
Yeah, let's see. I didn't have that on here. Let me just grab that really quick. It's a little bit because of the enteric coating. It's a little bit lower than normal, but the absorption is a little bit different because it does actually, you know, make it to that intestine before it's broken down. So taking a look at it here, the breakdown on it, we've got the EPA is at 360 milligrams per 2 soft gels, and the DHA is 240 milligrams per 2 soft gels.
Okay.
It's also got a marine lipid concentrate at 2 grams. So there's a really big mix into that as well. But you know, the EPA and DHA coming out at the 360 and 240.
Okay.
And then the last product here, this one's kind of tough because it's only got one ingredient, so I couldn't give out the ingredients to everybody here. This one, it may promote brain function, the same thing with healthy blood sugar levels. And it's unusual because this product this ingredient is both fat and water soluble. Any
That's
idea?
alpha lipoic acid.
That is correct. Good guess. Good, correct guess. So Weiner carries a few different types of our alpha lipoic acid.
I like the dosage on this. Excuse me, 400 milligrams. Very, very potent dosage. You don't see that.
Right. Yeah, and we had a SKU reduction a few years ago to where some things we just decided we weren't going to carry anymore. But then we focused in on saying, okay, here are the products we like. Let's make sure we have availability for everybody who needs it. 400 is a great dose. Again, it's a little bit of a higher dose than you might find on other products. But we also have some of the lower levels as well with some mixtures like CoQ10, which Weiner carries. So there's a few different options that you have in that area, but that high dose can also be targeted with a lower dose at a later time, depending on your regimen. So a few different options for you there, but it's a great seller. It's a great product, and that was a great guess.
Phil over here, our director on the board, is a little bit disappointed in me that I didn't say. And of course, the answer is. What is alpha lipoic acid in the form of a question, right? What is?
Yeah, we didn't do Jeopardy rounds today. I will say though that with your tone of voice, it was certain that you had been aware since the very beginning. So your tone basically said that to us. So that's kind of everything I've got today. I wanted to thank everybody for your time, and I appreciate being able to kind of do this. I wish I could have been there. Being virtual is still good, and we can still share some information. Talk to your wellness team, and if they need anything, they can reach out to me. But the team can. And again, thank you very much for your time.
Well, keep us posted on new products, James. You work with Monica, right, on a regular basis.
She's my favorite.
Back there. She does all the ordering, and keep us posted. The gummies are doing really well, and if you got a kid's multi gummy. That might be another. We do have. Oh, we do have that. I thought so. Yeah, we do carry.
We've got the whole. We've got a larger gummy line, which I know you guys are looking at which ones will work specific for you. So probably within, I would say, a week or two, there'll be some more information on that. So
great.
Definitely speak with the staff, and we'll have the products to you as soon as we can.
Okay, awesome, great. Thanks very much. That's James Hodge, everybody, from Olympian Labs out in. Where? Sedona, Arizona?
Scottsdale, Arizona. Pretty close. Arizona. I'm going to go back to my cold weather at 75 degrees. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks. See ya.
Bye.